What's up, guys? This is Coach Austin here, coming to you from Hyper Strength and Conditioning, and with me is Coach Ivy.
Hey, guys.
And today we're going to be talking about the difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting from the perspective of a person who embraced both worlds as a newbie. So This is really good. I'm excited for her stories. I myself could not speak about bodybuilding because I just never chose to go into that world because those guys are savages and crazy and awesome and mentally that's cool. I have great respect for them, but just never really tickled my fancy. I was always in like powerlifting and I did fighting for a bit. But for this little episode, I wanted Coach Ivy's tail of the tape on both sides because I know there's a lot of people out there who are either like physique or bodybuilding and want to go like, man, I kind of want to do powerlifting. I wonder how that is. And powerlifters going like, I kind of want to challenge myself and get into physique and bodybuilding. I want to know how that is. Yeah. So, without further ado, this is Coach Ivy with her story. So go ahead. Which one do you want to start with first, powerlifting or bodybuilding?
Let's do bodybuilding because that's the first thing that I did competition-wise. So
pointing at the mic.
I did my first bodybuilding competition last year. Yeah, a year ago. So last October was my first time getting into a prep. And from my experience, it was crazy. Like, everybody says it's crazy, but it's crazy. And
how long was your prep?
You said what?
How long was your prep?
12 weeks.
3 months.
So 3 months. You think it's little, but it's not. Like, it's just your energy levels are low. You're working out like twice a day. You're doing cardio. You're lifting. You're doing cardio after your lift. It's just very, very intense. But the reason why I wanted to do it is because I wanted to challenge myself, just like what he said. And I've never done any type of competition before. I just always like lifted for fun. But I really, really wanted to see if my physique would change or if I was capable to do it mentally. And I was, and I competed, and I didn't do so well. But that's not the point. The point is that I did it, and that's what I wanted to do for my first show. So I did bikini, and there's different levels for women. There's bikini, and there's physique, and then I think that's pretty much, and there's a bodybuilding one. I forgot what it's called. But I did a bikini, which they look for just a leanness and not too much muscle mass, but you still have to have muscle mass. Like, bodybuilding is crazy because they judge you on the way that you look, whether you have bigger delts, whether you have bigger glutes, whatever it is. They judge you on your looks and not about your performance. And so every day I was kind of like looking at myself in the mirror, weighing myself every minute, seeing if I was losing weight, seeing if I was, getting those delt caps that everybody wants. And so mentally, you're always thinking about food because you are limited on food. Like, I remember eating tilapia, asparagus, rice, chicken, broccoli, like every single day. Beef, sirloin. And the first month was like okay because like you're transitioning, but I would say the second and third month, like, I was just depleted. I was tired. I didn't have enough energy for my clients.
What was that point where you're like, fuck, man, do I have to keep going? I gotta keep going. What week was that? Week 7, week 8, week 10?
For me, like, I learned throughout that prep that I'm really bad at dieting. Like, I love food. And I would say halfway through prep, probably like week 6 was when I was like, I want a freaking donut. I want a burger. And and my coach, she actually gave me like 1 cheat meal a week, which was okay, but sometimes it'll take, like, I'll mess up and I'll eat more than what I'm supposed to eat, and that just messed up my mentality because I'm like, oh damn, like, now I'm bloated. But speaking on that, a lot of cardio sessions, a lot of lifting.
How long were the cardio sessions?
Good question. It depends. It depends how lean you are, and I wasn't very lean, so I did maybe like 30 minutes, 30 minutes fasted in the morning, and then I'll lift and I'll do like 30 to 40 minutes after.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that was like, what, 2 hour, 3 hour workout?
Yeah, definitely. And
wow.
Yeah, it was just really hard. So low on food because you're cutting, and then a lot of lifting. And it's just very emotional and physically, it was just difficult overall. Very difficult. But if I were to do it again, I think I would, just because I didn't place very well. And even though your placing's not, meaning it's not the whole world, but I want to do better. But not right now, because I can't diet. So.
Was it worth it, though? Because it's like, oh my God, it's so hard. So people are like, well, shit, man, I don't know if I want to do this. Was it worth it? Was it worth the experience as a coach or as a person? Did it help better you?
Yes. After doing it, and I was, after doing the whole cut, the whole prep, your reps and your exercise is a lot different. Like you're doing 20 reps for 4 sets, as opposed to what I normally do is like 4 times 12. So your reps are higher, your intensity is higher.
Reps?
Yeah,
oh,
20,
shit,
25,
yeah.
30. So you're just working on sculpting and leaning out. So
chiseling.
That.
The sculpture.
Yeah, exactly. So the training wise has helped me as a coach, because it made me realize that if my clients want to get lean, sometimes I have to go a little bit higher reps or higher intensity. So it's helped me in that realm.
Very
but
good.
if it's worth it, kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of, because like there's post-show depression, like you just look at your body a lot differently because you gained weight. But I would say kind of. If
so
it's for you.
A light yes.
Yeah.
But is it really? But is it worth the experience though? Like diving into it.
Yes, I would say so. Like if you're thinking about doing a show, one thing I have to recommend is that you have to be in for it. Like once you're on prep, you're on prep, and you have to compete. I know that sounds like, I don't know, kind of like selfish, but you have to compete to win. Like that's what people do. They compete to win. And so if you don't have that mentality, don't get into it. And if you can't diet, don't get into it. But yeah.
Very good. Now, powerlifting. What was your experience with that?
I love powerlifting because
there's no bias here, guys.
no, but really, powerlifting was awesome for me. I actually jumped into my first powerlifting meet like 3 months after I did my bikini competition.
That's crazy.
Because I just wanted a different type of layout, and it was freaking awesome. I get to eat whatever I want, no, obviously in moderation, but and I get to lift heavy. Like I feel like a badass. So that's what I loved about it. And the training sessions were a little bit longer because there's more rest time, but at the same time it's not as intense. I would say though, powerlifting doesn't sculpt your body as much as bodybuilding. So what I liked about powerlifting also is that I could do my main lifts. I could squat heavy for like my first set or whatever, and then I have accessory work to do, which is basically more bodybuilding type movements or movements that are going to help strengthen my 3 lifts. And I liked it, but the intensity level is not as high as I would like it to be as compared to bodybuilding, which was like to an extreme extent. So, but I loved it. If I were to pick like bodybuilding or powerlifting, I think I would do powerlifting and just incorporate more cardio-based workouts or more metabolic conditioning based on my goal is to stay active, stay conditioned, stay fit. So, but powerlifting is freaking awesome. If you want to feel like a badass, you want to feel strong, you want bigger legs, it helped me build muscle. That's one thing. Like, it helped me build my upper body, helped me build my glutes, my legs. It helps you build a lot of muscle mass. So
it's more muscle.
Yeah, hell yeah.
More muscles.
Yeah, hell yeah. And thickness, if you want that. So.
Thickness. So what is your one advice for the newbie out there who's on the fence of either of the 2 styles of lifting and posing?
Like, if they were to pick one or the other?
No, well, not even pick one, but if there's a beginner who's on the fence of powerlifting, there's a beginner on the fence of bodybuilding, what's your number 1 advice for them?
Well, for both of them, my advice would be you got to be in it to win it. Like, you got to be dedicated because...
To win it. It's like High School Musical.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
like,
my God, I
you
can't
have to
believe I fucking referenced that damn movie.
You have to be consistent. So you have to be ready to make the time to get to the gym. That's one thing. So if you don't have time to do that, then your prep in both competitions is not going to be as great, and your results aren't going to be as great. So you have to stay consistent.
Staying consistent.
Yeah.
That was like today's theme. But yeah, that is that for powerlifting and bodybuilding. I know the topic's going to be powerlifting versus bodybuilding, but let's not get too crazy now with the debate and the arguments because both worlds have their own strengths and their pros and cons.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I mean, in the social media world, you see the Instagrams, you see the Facebook posts, the Twitter feeds, the YouTube videos of everyone who's doing either or, but the consensus of it all is you're trying to better yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what it's all about. I wanted to get an insight between both worlds for you guys to see what was up. Again, we're not trying to create like a division or anything, just to see what both worlds look like, and that's what it's all about, guys. So, with that being said, don't be scared. Jump into powerlifting, jump into bodybuilding, physique training, all that fun stuff. I mean, there's strongman too. But anyways, we can go on and on. But just jump into it. You guys got kind of an insight of Coach Ivy's take. Take with it what you will. Do with it what you must. And have an awesome hump day.
Woo!
Hump day. Take it easy, guys.
Peace.
Coach Austin Ivy, and we're out.